Hello guys and welcome to the channel. Now we're gonna take a look on the infantry because many of you, I know, they look on the infantry and they think, what should I do? Which one should I develop? And of course you have a lot of choices here. You have motorized infantry, which is mostly played by the players. You have the special forces, which are something very useful if you know how to use it, but they are not a main force. And a lot of players look at that 7 attacking rating and they think they should put them in a battle straightforward, just like the motorized infantry. And here we're gonna take a look about all the infantries and which one when to use it, which one can be your main force and which can't. So let's start with the motorized infantry. Now this is basically the easiest way to gain good firepower, a lot of troops, strong troops, and durable troops actually, because they have at their maximum level they have 8.1 defensive rating, and of course if you put them in the cities they got 25% on top of that. Put inside of them an officer, and you will get something very durable. They will be able to hold a lot. Now you can do that. I will recommend you to do that if you're a new player, because they're extremely simple and easy to play. They just need level 1 to actually start producing them, level 1 army base, and that's all. You will research them in 30 seconds in 4x mode. It's basically straightforward, a simple unit that can also attack, it can defend. So it's basically the most simple unit that is in the game. If you're new to the game, you can use it. If you're an experienced player, well, you basically know what you have to do with them. The experienced players, all of them have used it a lot. You know where to put them, especially in cities or also in forests, because they do good in forest as well. If we take a look, we will see something else about them, that they got defense 25% plus in woods as well, and suburban and urban area. So they are great and simple. It can be your cheap, easy firepower. Now when we go to the mechanized infantry, the unit is pretty cool, but the thing is that it's a bit expensive. Actually, if we have to take a look and put them head to head with the motorized infantry, it's much expensive. And when we talk about components, you see that here is just 700, and here we talk about 1150. Much expensive. And now the thing is that later in the game you need components to produce the machines, either ships or the air force. So it's something that is, you know, hard to develop, and there are some minuses. That look at that, mountains minus 50%, woods minus 25%. Basically they're doing good in the open road and the sands, the deserts. So if you are going to use them with an African country that is located here at the Sahara region. Let me show you. You will be able to see which countries. So this is basically the area. Of course we can put here Saudi Arabia and Iraq. This is the best place for them to play. The thing is that you are going to actually advance. You will need to take territories, cities that are located in Europe, and Europe is full with woods and mountains. Of course, here in the Brazil and Argentina, Paraguay, Bolivia, full jungles. It's not the optimal unit to play if you're new, and if you're more experienced, well, you know that you have to combine them with something else, like, let's say, regular basic infantry. that I talked about earlier, or maybe National Guard, something that actually can defend in the other areas, like in the woods, in the jungles. There will be no minuses if the motorized infantry is in the jungles, for example, as you can see here. Only in the mountains and only in the attack mode, and for the jungles in the attack mode, but for the defensive part, you know, the basic infantry does not have any minuses. So this is very important. You see jungles here minus 25% about the mechanized infantry, and the mountains also minus 25%. So they're hard to play. The cool thing is that they have a lot of air defense by themselves. I mean, they have 3.1. Now, if you put with them infantry officer, and you have 9, let's say, mechanized infantry, 1 officer, this means that you will have like 40 air defense. This makes them extremely, you know, good about that. They can go everywhere, and they don't have to bring support with them, you know. No SAMs, no, you know, mobile anti-air. They just go by themselves. This is the cool part, actually. Now let's go to the navo infantry. For me, this is the better version of the mechanized infantry. They can embark everywhere. In overkill, this is extremely important. As you can see, amphibious trait over here, it goes with level 1 amphibious. As you can see, of course, they can conquer and everything. Now the cool thing about these guys, let me show you, is that they can deploy unmanned, as you can see here, unmanned ground vehicle. Let me check if the mechanized could do it. Yes, they could do it as well. But there are just 3 types of units, infantry, that could actually bring to the ground this unmanned ground vehicle. And there are naval infantry, mechanized infantry, and the special forces. Basically, the naval infantry is the cheapest way to do it. And what is this vehicle actually? Now, it's a special unit from the seasons. It's Elite UGV, you can see it over here. And this is how it looks like on level 1, attack 7 on infantry, 2.5 on machines, and it's also a scout. It's extremely actually cheap to upkeep it, just 10 fuel per day, and 50 from the money, 30. This is the how was the name? I just forgot it now. Let me check it. Let's go and see how we develop it. We go to season, deployable gear. So it's basically cost 30 deployable gear, and you can see how much the deployable gear actually costs per 20, 500 components, and the rest is just 20 rare, 250 fuel, so on. So what's the big advantage here when we talk about an naval infantry? As you can see, they are also a conquering unit. You can embark, let's say, somewhere in Europe, here in the middle, let's say, or let's say here between Barcelona and Marseille, and you can go actually in Europe, you know, just directly straightforward. You bring your naval infantry here, they will be able to embark over here, and you can develop, you can actually place your unmanned vehicle and then go through here. Now the thing is that they are very good in suburban and urban areas, this vehicle, so the combo is pretty good when you wanna just make a blitzkrieg on someone. We go to the airborne infantry. The airborne infantry is pretty great. You just need to have a lot of airports, which means that when you have a lot of airports, you need a lot of fighters to cover these airports, or anti-air vehicles like the SAMs and the mobile anti-air vehicle. So if you're going to play airborne infantry, be sure that you're superior in the sky. This is extremely important. If there are no airports that you can use, well, they're just one slow unit that can't do much. You can see the speed value. This is the max level, 0.2 and so on. Of course, they are flying. They're basically helicopters that engage the enemy and then take the territories. So it's a great unit, especially if you play jungles and mountains, because they are very slow actually to go through. If you are here in Africa, it's a great unit. If you're in Southeastern Asia, they're also a great unit, because here you have a lot of mountains, jungles and so on. So this is what I'm going to tell you. If you are going to play in such terrain like forests, like jungles, mountains, they will be very useful, but of course you need to have the resources to build airports. We go to the special forces. A great unit, no doubt, expensive one, probably the most expensive actually from all. The infantry, 1600 components, 800 electronics. Not gonna lie, it's expensive one, but they can do a lot. They can air assault, they're stealth, they're amphibious at their maximum level. They're amazing. Absolutely, they're amazing. They have a lot of attack, huge bonuses in mountains, forests, jungles. The thing is that when you play them, you need to place them extremely carefully, because let's say that you want to scout with them. This is something that they can do very well. You need to have the proper way to actually reach the city. What I mean, let me take for example Agades. Okay, let's say that we have some infantry, spec ops, special infantry, and you want to reach this city over here and scout it, because they have the scout option. Now what you have to do, let me just mark it with something else here. We reach this city, as I told you, and now you don't go through the terrain, which is easy actually to walk through. What I mean, the forests, you don't go through these paths over here, because when your enemy is moving his army, well, he will be going through the fastest route they could. I mean, this is their land, let's say, and if they go from city to city, they will use the fastest options. All of the options that provide fast route, you don't go through there. So what now is actually, let's make a lot of X's now here. All right, so let's say that you come from the South Africa, Southwest Africa. Your path should be like that. Of course, you will be over here, and your path should be something like that. You go through the mountains, as you can see over here, mountains, mountains, mountains. Of course, here you will be very careful when you pass by. You need to pass from here. From here you check Niamey very quickly, then you go through the mountains, 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 and then of course you reach the city. So basically this is here the most important route that you probably won't be spotted. So this is extremely important about this unit. Of course, you can combine it with infantry officer, which is pretty great. The infantry officer will give them bonuses, and the infantry officer at level 4 is actually going to be stealth as well, even at level 3 actually, commando school. So they will have the bonuses that the rest of the infantry has. Now let's go and check the National Guard. A pretty simple unit, probably as simple as the Motorized Infantry. You just need to keep them in a city, nothing else. Outside of the city, the only thing that they can do is to walk through a terrain that is cleared, and then take this terrain, the territory. Let me show you here. I know that here we have nothing. I mean, we destroyed Canada. I just am going through his territory. They're extremely slow. Just look at their arm speed, 0.16. outside of the friendly zone of your territory, e.g., so they're very slow. If they are on your territory, they will be faster, but there is just a huge minus when we talk about them walking through an enemy territory, and especially when it's not a clear way, clear path, not suburban or urban, they're very slow. Their best thing is just to, as I told you, stay in the city and fighting the rebels. Here it is, my guard battalion here did what they had to do. They kept the city, Durazno, in Uruguay. They fought, they hold the rebels, and now the city is clear, and I can put them somewhere else. And let's say I'll just put them here in the Atlantic because we're going somewhere else. And now let's go to the next one, the last one, the mercenaries. Now the mercenaries are a little bit, I don't want to say complicated or something like that, but if you're a new player, don't play with them. Make a little bit of experience, then play with them, because this is a unit that use only money to upkeep it. Now the mistake that I made in the beginning is that I fully actually upgraded them, and then I made like 30 of them. The problem, my economy wasn't ready for that. I just started losing a lot of money, and they're strong, no doubt. An attacking unit, it can't conquer, keep that in mind. An attacking unit and a lot of attacking rating also. And this thing is used like that. You produce them and you let them at level 1, so you can actually maintain the units, or you produce them in vast quantities at whatever level you want, and then put them in fight. Don't hold them too much. Now what I'm doing here is just putting them in the cities because my cities will be empty. The whole thing here is that they will hold the cities from ships especially. Also I'm planning to build bunkers which will actually turn 30% of the damage down from the ships. They will be here with 75, and I actually have National Guard, so like 100 HP. It will take a lot of time for the ships to destroy my units and to enter the city. This will give me the time to actually for me to come back and fight the ships. So this is one of the reasons that you can play them. For example, of course, they could be placed anywhere because they need actually combat outposts and mercenary outposts. So if you want, you can actually take some territory here in Sudan, make the mercenary and the combat outposts here and produce them here. I mean, this is something that you can do. So if I should actually give you a tip for which one you should start playing, I'm going to tell you that. Now, if you're a new player, you want to play with an infantry, a lot of infantry, go with the Motorized Infantry. If you are a more experienced player, now have some infantry, but don't make it your most important unit. Your most important unit, if we talk about overkill, are the ships. So either make Motorized Infantry to the max, make National Guards so they can hold the cities when you destroy the cities with ships, or let's say with your air force, or third option I am giving you is the naval infantry, because the game is hugely, let's say, based on naval game. So this is something that can be very useful. You can reach, let's say, this victory site over here from Greenland. I mean, you can actually embark here and not directly here, which will give you a lot of options. If your opponent has stacked, let's say, some ships over here, he's protecting obviously the point, the victory site. Well, with your naval infantry, what you can do is actually you can embark from here, and then you go and attack the zone. The ships, I mean, they will shoot at you, but you you still take the victory side, and then you go back and wait for him to come with his infantry. Then you fight him again if you want. So this is a way to do it, to play. Tell me which is your favorite infantry, and share a tip, something very useful that can be used from the other players. Thank you for your support to the channel, and see you next time.